Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Thanks for joining us. Now, mental health has been dubbed the new modern disease, and it's estimated that as many as 20% of South Africans alone will suffer a depressive episode at least once in their lifetime. Research has also indicated that it's not necessarily traumatic events that can affect our mental health, but also very unassuming everyday factors that can trigger us. So here to share some interesting insights from a new revealing poll is Abdurrahman Kenny from Pharmadynamics. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So I always assumed that for somebody to go through a depressing time in their life, not necessarily just be depressed, that it would be because of something traumatic that has happened in their life. But now your poll suggests otherwise.
Yes, so as Pharmadynamics, one of the leading pharmaceutical companies in the country, we felt it was important for us to raise awareness around mental health.
Yeah.
And what we found was when it comes to mental illness, it's often multifactorial.
Yeah.
And some of these factors are actually a direct result of the type of lifestyle that we are living. So some of these factors are very surprising, like you mentioned. So for example, not getting enough sunlight, not exercising enough, spending too much time in traffic, as well as excessive use of social media.
So basically, if I'm miserable, I'm to blame for it. I agree with you 100%. You know, if I'm on Instagram for too long, I do find it really depressing. But tell me about spending time like outside and in the sun. Why would that change your mood? Because that makes so much sense now on how in winter you get a little bit grumpy, and then the minute the sun comes out, our mood all of a sudden shifts a little.
Exactly. So if we consider the fact that we are spending so much time indoors, if we think about those who are working in an office setting, for example, we have plenty of artificial light inside, but we're actually not getting enough natural sunlight.
Vitamin D.
Yep.
Yeah.
So sunlight, like you said, is very important in terms of the production of vitamin D, which has a role to play in our protection against depression.
Yeah.
It's also a important part of producing serotonin in our brain. And serotonin is a hormone that is associated with feeling good about ourselves.
Yeah.
So if we go outside and we spend some time in the sun, it's natural for us to feel a bit better.
I've read conflicting articles, actually, about the fact that exercise will make you happier and help your mental illness. Is that a fact? Is there a science behind if you exercise, you can out-depress yourself?
So when it comes to exercise, there are various benefits to it, not only for your physical health, but for your mental health as well.
Yeah.
And if you think about why that is, when we do exercise, our body releases endorphins, and endorphins are what are responsible for that feel-good feeling after we exercise. So in terms of stats that come from the World Health Organization, 40% of South Africans are actually considered inactive. So that's actually quite a high number.
That is very high, too high.
Exactly. So it's important for us to encourage South Africans to find some form of exercise that they enjoy and to try and incorporate it into our daily lives.
Especially because we've got such amazing weather. We should be outside more, exercising. So just for people at home, if they are having depressive bouts, what would you suggest they do before they consider medication?
As Pharmadynamics, we would like to encourage South Africans to firstly be aware of their mental health and to try and incorporate those changes. For example, having a healthy diet, exercising regularly, getting enough quality sleep, spending time with those that we love, like family and friends, as well as making time for activities that we enjoy, like hobbies or activities that we find useful. All of these things form part of a good, healthy outlook.
Oh, happiness is so underrated, but it is literally everything. Thank you so much for sharing this with us today. It's been a great joy. So if you have felt unusually down and a little depressed for a prolonged period and don't know who to turn to, please contact Pharmadynamics toll-free helpline on 0800 205 026, which is definitely manned by trained counsellors who are on call from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week for you. And of course, for additional support, you can also visit letstalkmh.co.za. All of that information will also be on our website.